Hello there, everyone, and welcome to RPM. This is lovely Netherlands, Zandvoort Premiership Division. I'm Mr. Inorganic, and I will be your commentator tonight. I will try and make it as exciting as I can. We're a bit short on drivers at the moment, but I'll try and keep everything as exciting. I'm sure the drivers are going to do some exciting racing for us. So we've got quite a few people on outlaps. Before we like to go any further, I would just like to say the devastating news that we had this week with one of RPM's original, was with us from day one. A fantastic racer, really helpful guy, and Schnitzy passed away this week, and all of us from RPM, I know it's been said already, but it can't be said enough, from all of us at RPM, thinking of his family and wishing all the best, and all our thoughts and prayers go out to you. Okay, so I'm going to go on board with Higgsy. He's now on his flying lap. I will see if telemetry is up and running. Let's see. I will see if I can get the weather report up. No, I got no weather report. So Netherlands always does kind of throw up some bad weather, but last two races have been completely dry and the sun's been out. I don't know what the weather is going to do today, but we've got some times set up already. So we've got Davey at the moment, provisional pole at 1.94. Jetfish, as Colin's just gone round in a 109.0, and Higgsy has just gone round in a 109.6. So that's a lightning quick lap there from learner driver, or aka Colin. And we've also got live chat, so if anyone wants to join us on chat, I will read out and I will answer any questions you want to know. Probably shouldn't have said that. Stebo has gone round in a 110.3, and everyone now, he's probably on an in lap. Stebo's probably on an in lap. Higgsy will be on an in lap, and as we see there, Colin in, and Higgsy will come in. Oh, there we go. Luke is now the only car on track, so back off his holidays. I hope he had a wonderful time. Venice if I remember correctly. And yeah, he'll be trying to get back into the swing of things. And another car, his brother, Quinn, who was also obviously on the same holiday. Lovely Venice. So them two. Now we've got an empty track, and we're looking to get a banker lap in, which with only 10 drivers, it's not going to be too much damage if you do start at the back of the pack, as we saw yesterday with the exquisite, if I can get me words out, absolutely royalty, Mr. Backer, winning. He started quite low on the grid and pulled out an absolutely fantastic win, and everyone knew he was going to win. There was never any doubters. No one said anything bad about Bakker whatsoever yesterday. If you did hear anything bad, I'm sure Mr. Bakker was just imagining it. We were all singing his praises. And hopefully the check is in the post and not me P45. Anyway, let's see what Luke can do. Higgsy's back out. Third on the grid. He's going to be hoping that he can get his car on the front of the grid. I am going to go predictions. Anyone got any predictions? I don't think you can go far from... Oh, and Luke's gone round and put possibly a Williams 1-2 on the grid. As a local to the team Williams, it's good to see them provisionally being on the front two. But I would rather see Davey in the absolutely beautiful and wonderful Alfa Romeo out on the front. But Davey is out on his outlap, and he will try and set time. We will now go to Higgsy, who's set a purple sector 1. So Higgs is on a flyer. We've also got Kieran, who was yet to set a time. He's a reserve from Championship Division, and I've got to say he didn't have the best races yesterday. He did finish. I'll give him that. He did finish. But it was way down, I believe in 10th, with 10 cars finishing the race after a crazy, let's say, race. But Higgsy has put his Red Bull next to Colin, or learner driver, and that's only 700th of a second off Colin's time. So that's a fantastic time there from Higgsy. Obviously we know Luke and Quinn will be hoping to get on the podium on their home track. We did have Bakker winning yesterday on his home track, so I think Luke and Quinn will want to try and do the same, or if not, they're going to be behind, say, learner driver, and will want to get both their cars on the podium. With learner driver at the moment, and he still has not got any L plates. We do miss the L plates. We do need the L plates for learner driver. As you can see, He needs all the lessons he can get. And he has gone round almost a second faster. That is unbelievably quick time there. 1:08.1. That's lightning. And I think that's going to be quite hard to beat. I'm going to go now with Jetfish and the Mercs. We know the Mercs are strong, but we also know that they're up there in the Constructors' Championship. And a lot of teams will be kind of hoping, as with what's happened this week, they haven't had the best of weeks of the McLaren, of the Mercedes, not the McLaren. Well, the McLarens haven't had a good race neither, a good week, but yet the Mercs haven't had a good week. But they have got both cars racing tonight, and with only 10 drivers and one of them a reserve, you could say there is going to be, if you keep it on track, a top 9 finish. And Jetfish has gone round in a 1:09.6. Let's see if we've got Stebo in what has been it's been a good week for it's been a mixed bag actually for Aston Martins this week. They did get a win yesterday, but I believe they also had DNF, and Stebo has gone back into the pits. Jetfish, I do believe he's still on a flying lap. He's not charging up his DRS. He's 1/10 of a second faster than his previous time. This could take him above Stebo if he gets the last section right. Let's have a look what he can get. And he does just get past Stebo up into 6th place on the grid. Let's go on to his teammate Al. And Jetfish, that's Jetfish out now. I think he's had a moment and has possibly hit the wall. And he will no longer be able to set any more times. Same as Brendan in the Ferrari. So we have got both Ferraris racing tonight. And Ferrari are in desperate need of some constructors' points. I'm still with Al. He is charging up his ERS, Al, and he's into the pits. I will go back on board with the incredibly rich, incredibly talented, and king of the commentary booth, Luke. You can pay me later, mate. In his Williams, 3rd so far on the grid. He's charging up his ERS. He is obviously on his out lap. And again, we see both the brothers taking to an empty track. And we know Luke did have a good lap time, but he will be hoping to get the Williams on a 1-2. So now he opens up his DRS. And let's go round a lap of Zandvoort with the Dutch driver. Let's see through sector 1 if he's making any improvements. He is quicker. Will that be enough? I don't. That's at the moment is not quick enough to go above Higgsy. but he's still got sector 2. Let's see, does he? I know he will be absolutely desperate to get a good result here, will Luke. He goes through only 2 DRS zones here at Zandvoort. He comes now to the bank corner, and this one has been, the DRS zone has been extended out. It used to be along the straight, but now it activates actually on the bend. And Luke has gone round, and he's 500th of a second faster than Higgs is. So that puts both Williams back on the front. And Luke will be watching Higgs's time. And I believe, I don't think there's going to be much time to do another fast lap. But Higgsy is just taking it nice and slow. He'll be warming up his tyres, making sure that he's got a nice, clear, empty track in front of him. And he will also be hoping that he won't be giving anyone a tow. Tow's not so big here at Zandvoort. It was last week at Spa. But now here we go with a DRS open on the start-finish straight. We got Kieran in chat. Hello, Kieran. Again. Oh, and Higgsy's lost it. Oh, curse of the commentator. Oh, he was there on board with Higgsy. And that would be Higgsy out. He will be looking at starting on the second row as Davey has gone round in a 108.9. The second driver to get sub 109 in that beautiful, absolutely stunning, not biased Alfa Romeo. And I don't care what anyone else says, absolutely beautiful car. Kieran in chat, I'm surprisingly happy with that lap time. He's gone round in a 109.7. But compared to learner drivers' lap times, I can imagine Kieran is quite happy with that. Seeing Quinn unable to get round faster than Kieran. The countdown is on. So learner driver, he's got his ERS on, so I don't think he's going to have time to do another lap. Davies into the pits. That's Davies. He's got that lovely Alfa Romeo on the front grid. It looks a bit dirty now, it does need a wash. Luke also will not be able to improve. He will start on the second row alongside Higgsy, who will be hoping that if he's going to have one moment in the race, well, that is it. And he'll keep it, hopefully keep it nice and clean. Just think my telly has just decided it wants to go pretty high on the volume. So I'm just going to make sure that the equipment in the commentary booth, let's put that right down. That's it. Getting interference. So we've got learner driver on pole position, followed by Davey, Luke, Higgsy, Stebo, Al, Jetfish, Kieran, Quinn and Brendan. Not setting the time. It'll be on 10th on the grid. I don't think that will be too much of a concern. I don't think the Ferraris will be too worried about that. Especially Quinn will just be easing himself back into the game after being on a 3-week holiday. We've got Luke in chat. Hello, Luke. Surprised by my lap. You've done a fantastic time there, mate. And it feels great at Zandvoort. Yep, I got to admit, I wasn't looking forward to Zandvoort this week. But I managed to get 4th place, so I'm more than happy with that. The car does seem to the car does feel nice around here, as we have the lovely shot now of the pit lane. We've got the fans up there. I don't see any umbrellas, so I'm imagining that it's not going to rain. I am trying to see if I've got any weather forecasts. I don't. So, yep, that's a lovely view, isn't it, there? We've got somebody, I don't know what he's doing there. Down on the right, I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know if he's playing some dice or marbles. And marbles is a game, by the way, for the older generation. The younger generation are probably thinking, what? Marbles? What are marbles? Well, I'm not going to go into the game of marbles. It's not something I actually played. I'm too young to remember marbles. And you start talking about the marbles that you find on the track, neither. It comes off the rubber. But here we go on the formation lap. I'm so glad formation laps are back. It does give me a chance to set everything up completely. Let's have a look at the tyres. Oh, we've got a mixture of tyres. Learner driver on the hards along with Luke. I think that is probably the best strategy. It's a strategy I found quite useful in my race. Davey's gone softs along with Higgsy. So are they expecting possibly a safety car the first laps? Are they going to hope that they can take them softs a long way? We've got a few drivers on hards. Stebo, Kieran and Quinn. All I can imagine is the weather will probably be fine, because the hard runners will be looking at probably going 20 odd laps before having to come in to pit. You could possibly see hard soft runners if they can get the most out of their hard tyres. But Higgsy and Davey will be hoping to get off the line pretty quick and take advantage of their soft tyres. I was just having a look again to see if I get the weather up. I cannot get the weather up. I did have the weather yesterday, but I haven't got the weather today, so it's still the old-fashioned stick the finger out of the comms booth to see if we get any rain. Right, let's get ready. We've got the lights coming on. There's 3, 4 lights. And it's pedal to the metal and away we go. And we're underway at Zandvoort. And hopefully everyone gets round the corner. Let's get rid of that. Everyone seems to be behaving themselves. We're going to the corner. Oh, Davey there pretty quick. Yeah, just has to check that he doesn't go into the back of Higgsy's Red Bull. But at the moment, we've got learner driver out in front. Higgsy in the Red Bull in second. We've got Davey in that lovely Alfa Romeo. Behind him is Luke. So the 2 soft runners. Oh, and Al's having a look there. Al's having a look upside. Inside Luke. Is he going to get him? Coming up now. It's a little hairpin before the oh, and there's a bit of a touch of wheels then. And Jetfish is also having a look at that Williams. It's getting a bit tight there. And we're going to go into the first corner, under braking. Luke is trying to hold back them two Ferraris. Brendan's getting involved in the Ferrari. But oh, they've touched, oh, doesn't look like they've got any damage, but oh, it looks like they've got away with it. Both battling there after the first corner, but that means Luke has got off to a bad start, and I hope these times sort themselves out pretty quick. I know we've been having this problem this week. There we got Stebo in the Aston Martin, Kieran in the McLaren, only McLaren, but he is reserving. And we've got Quinn in the Ferrari. We're hoping to try and get past these two pretty quick, and them times are still not particularly not helping me. Please just, yeah, there we go. And it's going to go now to Davey following Higgs's Red Bull. Both of these are on soft tyres, but they've not been able to keep up with Learner Driver on them hards. I do believe Learner Driver does really like the hard tyres, and he's certainly got them up to working temperature quite quick, because he is fending off the two soft runners. The two soft runners will be hoping to get as much of a gap as they can over Brendan and Al on the medium runners before they have to go into the pits. I would imagine about 7 laps, possibly on the softs. We've got Quinn in chat saying last place in quali, feel like coming home. Don't worry, Quinn, Backer showed that you can start right at the back of the grid. And as Quinn and Kieran getting past each other, we now have DRS. The DRS is now enabled, and now we'll be able to use DRS. I'm going to go with Brandon now, because Brandon is having a look at Al. He's going to keep him under a lot of pressure. He's going to go up on the inside. Both of these are on mediums. He has a look, but Al's not having any of that. But this is good news for Davey, because these two are going to be slowing each other up. It will probably help Stebo try and catch up, as now Brendan gets DRS, but not quick enough under braking, can't get past Al there. But you probably don't want to overtake anyone there, because as soon as you come back in into the long straight, you get a very long dose of DRS. So this is probably the best time to overtake going into turn 1. And that's exactly what Brendan's doing. He's got past him under DRS. Oh, Al there just has to slow down a bit so it doesn't go into the back of the Ferrari. Oh, and he's coming to, oh, and it was close then. He almost went into the back of Brandon. Slightly had to come off the accelerator not to spin Brandon round. But Brandon's gone from last on the grid all the way up to 4th. So it can be done. Both the Ferraris there, and Quinn, who was lower down as well, has moved his way up into 7th. Luke on them hards, lap 10. Not the best of starts, but he is slowly closing up on the cars ahead. I'm going to go now to Davey, who is still following Higgs's McLaren Red Bull closely, and he's got DRS. He's having a look. and it forces Higgsy to maybe a bit of defensive driving, but possibly not enough speed carried through for Davey to get past. These two don't particularly want to go too much. They don't want to battle too much with each other. They will not want to be eating up their tyres, battling each other. But at the moment, Davey will just stay behind Higgsy's, and we're just going to overtake there. It looks like Brendan's had a spin. Brendan, yep, he's had a spin. I don't know if he's touched anyone, and all that hard work has meant he's dropped back down to the back of the field. Jetfish behind Luke. That's allowed Luke now, who had that bad start, but now moves himself up to 8th. He's got Jetfish behind him with DRS. Let's go there. Quinn is behind Stebo. Quinn now will try and get past Stebo. Both of these on the same hard tyres. We've got Ivor in chat. Evening. I have a good nap too. Oh, it's exciting racing at the moment with only 10 drivers. And Quinn has managed to get round on the inside on turn 1. And for a little awkward corner then, and then into this hairpin. And Quinn is away, making his way up into 5th. And he will now be trying to close up on Al. What other battles have we got? Kieran is pretty close behind Stebo. So we've got Quinn, Stebo, Kieran, Luke, and Jetfish. Well, Jetfish has a moment then. Jetfish just trying to get the power down. Gets a bit squirmy. But keeps everything all under control. And now all of these in the DRS train, they're going to find it hard to try and get past. But Luke having a look at Kieran. I don't think Kieran's going to fight that one too hard. And Luke does manage to get past Kieran there. Kieran's not going to fight it too much. We know Kieran's reserving and he will not want to ruin Luke's race. So Kieran defended a bit, but not too much. So that's great racing there from Kieran, as we have a bit of an on shot. Oh, and we've got Davey and Higgs. Higgsy must, I don't know if Mixie's made a mistake or Higgs's tyres have gone off. But we did say probably around about lap 7 that them softs are going to start struggling. Has Davey just been sitting in Higgs's toe, maybe with the help of DRS, has been nursing them soft tyres, and probably Higgsy might have hurt his softs, but they're staying out, so they must be okay. The other closest battle we've got is Luke. We've got Luke now as they're all on the start-finish straight, as Luke's trying to get past the only Aston Martin car today. They've got some decent points this week, but a bit of a mixed bag for them. So Stebo will be hoping to add more points for the Aston Martin, but at the moment he's going to have to keep Luke behind him, and we know how much Luke loves Zandvoort, his home track. We've got Jason Clement in chat. Someone is showing their age with the game of marbles. Yes, it's a game that somebody told me about. I'm too young really to remember the game of marbles and chucking them up a wall, and something like that anyway. I was told many stories about marbles and sticks and yeah. Oh, and Stebo has gone on the inside of Quinn's Ferrari. Ferrari's having a look. Oh, there's a bit of a touch then. It's all getting a bit tight here in the midfield battle. She's going to go down to Quinn because there's so many cars there. Look at them all battling. Anyone touches there, anyone touches, it could cause a bit of a spin. It could end up in tears, but there's Jetfish is also having a look at Kieran. And Jetfish will go on the inside. Kieran won't fight that again too much. But he has got that help of DRS as they go into the corner. But Jetfish had the inside track, had the inside, and makes the pass. And again, Kieran defending, but not over-defending. That's very mature driving from the young lad, who I did say I'm going to give him some stick tonight, and I shall. Because he keeps turning my fans off. And he keeps doing it because he knows it gets on my nerves. So I'm sure I will find something to completely embarrass the poor lad. Anyway, Luke is still there. We've got the brothers now right behind each other. Both of these have been trying to get a good result here at their home track. They'll probably be feeling it though after 3 weeks out. A lovely holiday in Venice. I'm not jealous in the slightest. Not at all. Not jealous. Lucky so-and-sos. But we've got Stebo, Quinn. I mean, we've yet to show really much of Learner Driver, who is a whopping 9 seconds out in the lead. So we've got a bit of a DRS train in the middle of the track, in the middle the middle of the pack. But Higgsy's still holding on to Dave. But I would imagine that them softs are going to be pretty hard, pretty suffering now. And that may help Al, who's in a race of his own. Maybe to try and catch up to the to Higgsy and Davey on the softs. But let's have a bit of Learner Driver way out in front, almost 10 seconds. There we go, 10 seconds out, having a nice leisurely drive out in the Netherlands, taking it all in, probably picking some daffodils, absolutely loving his time out there in front. We've got Higgsy there, Higgsy and Davey, as Higgsy's got past Davey under DRS. But now they're on 12 lap softs. They've got to be going off. They've really got to be hurting now. And the question is, how many more laps are they going to do? Are they going to try and go soft hards? Or are they going to try and go, as Luke gets past Stebo moves down to 8. And on board there with Luke, looking at his brother, who's managed to work his way up, but Luke will try and get past it. I know they'll be trying to outdo each other. Two brothers, they'll want to be the highest finishers around here under the DRS train. As Learner Driver is now 11.1 seconds out in front, and I'm sure he'll be able to do some sightseeing. Higgsy is into the pits and he's now going on to hards, so Higgsy's the first one to go into the pits. and we'll see them hit hards go through to the end of the race. Stebo is in as well. He will get red. That's a bit early, I think, for the hards. I'm sure you can probably get about 20 laps out of the hard tyres, but last, but there's a bit of touch there. Jetfish and Luke. Jetfish and Quinn, sorry. Luke is just watching that. Jetfish has managed to work his way up to fourth. So McLaren, the Mercedes are going really, really well. I don't know why I've got McLaren's on the brain. But Jetfish has a moment. And Luke's lost it. Luke's lost it. I feel for him. I just think he maybe got on the power a bit too early. We've got yellow flags, but there won't be no safety car because Luke has been able to keep the car going. But he is going to have Stebo on them fresh mediums. And Al's gone into the pits and he's got a 5-second time penalty. That could be coming to play at the end of the race. He won't be pleased with that. Whether he was going to help for a safety car now to get in and maybe serve that 5-second penalty, but that could hurt him come the end of the race. So Al will be kicking himself. So learner driver way out in front, 14 and a half seconds ahead of Davey, who has still got 14 laps on soft tyres. I mean, that's tyre management for you right there in the lovely Alfa Romeo. And that's what it's officially called, the lovely Alfa Romeo. And we've got Jetfish in third. He's just ahead of Quinn, followed by his teammate Brendan, with 2 Ferraris going well. And Quinn will be hoping now that he's on the better tyres than Jetfish, as they both go. I think Quinn was thinking, do I go in? But at the last minute, he changed his mind. So Davey's gone into the pits. Jetfish has gone into the pits. That means Quinn and Brendan, we've got a Ferrari 2 and 3 at the moment. I would imagine the medium runners will be possibly coming in the next couple of laps. And Jetfish has got a penalty as well. I'm not sure what he's got. And he's got speed in the pit lane. So both Mercedes have gone in. Obviously their pit limiter on the Mercedes doesn't work. Both of them have picked up 5 seconds, and that will hurt them at the end of the race. It definitely will. As I'm watching, lovely sight having 2 Ferraris, 2 and 3. As learner driver, he's now 28 seconds in the lead, and Brendan goes into the pits. Higgsy gets past Kieran. So Higgsy's back up now into third. Again, Kieran's not going to fight that one too much. Luke staying out, so he's obviously overtaking the people that are in the pits, Brandon and Davey. They will go on to hards, and they will take the hards to the end of the race. Higgsy for a podium. Yep, that's a good shout. Obviously, learner driver. Okay. Look at that then. Quinn has a bit of a moment. And these tyres might be hurting because Higgsy's got the fresher tyres and he's got DRS. Is this the time? It does get past him. Going into this, it's not a hairpin, but not far off it. Now going out into the banked corners that you can really attack. We got a lot of speed out of them. And then fresh hard tyres are working. to Higgs's advantage. And I think Higgsy would just look at this now and think learner driver, aka Colin, is going to be obviously going into the pits at some point to possibly go on to soft, I'd say. So Higgsy knows that his race is not with learner driver. He has got the Ferrari of Quinn behind him. But Quinn is on 17 whole old lap hard, so Quinn will have to go into the pits and will possibly be looking at going on to softs, as there's only Stevo that's on mediums. Luke struggling now as Jetfish has managed to get past Luke, and Luke will have Stevo as well on the fresh tyres right behind him. Is Luke trying to get them hards as far as he can? Maybe look at going a hard soft, or could possibly go in and go for mediums. Quinn is into the pits, and we see there as Stevo with the better grip from their medium tyres manages under DRS to get past Luke, and Luke's 18 lap hard tyres will not be able to keep up with Stevo's much fresher mediums. But Luke has also got Brendan behind him in the Ferrari, and Brendan has got fresh hards on, so Luke's going to find it hard to keep Brendan behind him. Quinn has gone on to mediums, so Quinn will be looking to put some fast laps in, and he will probably have seen that both the Mercedes have got 5-second penalties. Or as Luke just gets a bit late on the brakes there. Get to Brendan, because Brendan now will have DRS and will get dragged along by Stevo. Stevo's too far back, and Quinn gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. That's quite going round here. It's quite hard, but I know there's been a glitch. We saw it yesterday when somebody's gone into the pits. It's given us a 3-second time penalty for some reason. But Davey, now Brendan going up on the inside, gets past Stevo. Stevo on them mediums there. You would have thought it had gone off the way that Brendan got past him. Brendan obviously really enjoying them hard tyres. They're a decent tyre around here. It took me a while to get used to the hard tyres at the beginning of the season. Lovely camera view there. Helicam. Can't beat a bit of helicam. That's it, stay with these. Because we've got, yep, learner driver has gone into the pits. He's gone to mediums, and mediums will seem to the last end of the race, and he's still 10 seconds way out. But Higgsy is over 12 seconds ahead of the Mercedes, and both of them have got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Brendan will know that, so he probably won't want to push them too hard at the moment, knowing that at the moment, if Al can't get away, he could get a third. But Jetfish helping his teammate, possibly slowing Brendan up a bit, allowing Al to pull away. But Brendan now under DRS, being pulled along with Jetfish. Jetfish has still got DRS off Al, and behind them is Stevo in the medium tyres, just watching these two. Well, hopefully be thinking if any of these make a mistake, battling and about to pick up the pieces. But Brendan, I don't know if he's got enough now. He hasn't got it too far back going into the final straight, start finish straight. So we just stay behind. But Jetfish isn't really slowing Brendan down, and Al can't really get a break to pull away. But Brendan, he's all over the back of the gearbox of the Mercedes. Well, both the Mercedes, third and fourth at the moment, but they have got 5-second time penalties, and they are Jetfish defending tooth and nail to keep Brendan behind. Brendan will know though that he's going to go up the inside. He's going to go to the inside. But both have got DRS. Not particularly helping Brendan. As Jetfish gets the DRS as well, the DRS train. So I'm just still going to stay with these Jetfish. Jetfish are going up the inside of Al. DRS helping them. And it's also helped Brandon. So Brandon has got past Al. So Al there loses 2 positions on the final corner, the bank corner, into the start finish straight. But now Al is not that far ahead of Stevo. So Al at the moment technically is 6th place. He won't be happy with that. Brendan having a look down the inside there of Jetfish. Jetfish is now going to have none of that. But obviously Jetfish now has got the disadvantage of not being able to have DRS. Brendan probably may not overtake here. Use the DRS and then look at the final bank corner into the start finish straight and go for the overtake there. This is the last DRS zone as the wing opens. Allows the car to go faster. And Brandon will go past Jetfish and does get past him. Oh, and Al there just has to slightly come off the accelerator so it doesn't go into the back of Jetfish. Now the Mercedes have got a bit of a problem here as Quinn gets past Kieran on the start finish straight. Kieran having a much better race today than he did yesterday. Probably drives better in the Premiership than does in the Championship at the moment. But that just shows the quality of the pace that we've got in all the divisions, apart from the first division, because I'm still up there somehow in the Championship table and I'm slow. But we've still got Brendan, Jetfish and Al. What do the Mercedes do? Do the Mercedes try and go into the pits to clear their 5-second time penalty? Are they going to hope for a safety car? Stebo is going to try everything he can to try and keep within 5 seconds of both of these Mercedes. A lot of people in other teams will be looking at this and will be kind of happy that both the Mercedes have got time penalties. And it doesn't look like we're going to have any rain whatsoever. So that's not going to be a factor. So we've had 3 races around Zandvoort and no rain. So obviously a bit of a heat wave in Europe at the moment. Oh, but Al there gets a bit squirmish trying to get the power down, and that's cost him a few tenths of a second, hundredths of a second maybe, not tenths. But Al, and again Al there trying to get the power down, and the Mercedes squirms all over the place. But he has managed to keep in the DRS zone. But Brandon has pulled out a bit of a gap. Jetfish is not going to be able to get back on the attack. Brendan now will be hoping that he can break DRS. Kieran having a look at Quinn, and Quinn has got, because I think Quinn has got a 3-second time penalty, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember now. But Kieran is not going to give Quinn an easy time. And oh, look at that manoeuvre there from Kieran. That was a lovely manoeuvre there, and thought, but he backed out of it. He's definitely giving Quinn something to think about. Keeping it nice and tidy, and that's what Luke will want, because Luke has had a nightmare. And I tell you what, who has struggled to really catch up since the pit stops, and that's Davey. I don't know if Davey's had a spin, but he seems to be struggling on them hards, way down in 9th. But it's still a great looking car. Kieran, he's got DRS, he's not giving up that battle, definitely giving Quinn a bit of a fight. But like we said, Kieran's very mature for his age and will not be looking to do anything silly. He will push them, he will fight them, keep the numbers up. But he won't do anything silly. But again, he has a look on the inside. But this time, Quinn has kept his foot down under no, and has managed to get a bit of a gap now, a bit of a breather. And Kieran now will start getting into the clutches of Davey. Davey's going to hope that he can get within 1 second to get that DRS zone, and maybe put pressure on Kieran and Quinn. Al is now right up the back of Jetfish's gearbox. Both of the McLaren Mercedes going round in tandem as Stebo has gone into the pits and has gone on to the softs. So Stebo's going to be quick now. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that would probably be about right. Them softs will see him through to the end. Don't think we've got any chances of a safety car. But Kieran is not giving up on Quinn. And Davey's desperately trying to get within the 1 second DRS zone. But Quinn has got 12 seconds behind Al. He will not be wanting to battle with Kieran too much, because he will not be want to be defensive driving. He's going to be trying to attack their Mercedes. But he's got a McLaren right smack bang in his rear view mirrors. And Davey now has been able to join up to the battle. He's got into the DRS zone. Brendan, driver of the week. Brendan's going absolutely great. He's had blinder last on the grid, didn't set a time in qualifying, and has gone round and has managed to get into third. But don't forget Higgsy. Higgsy had a great qualifier. He took them softs a long way, like Al, like Davey. Took them softs for as long as he could, and both went on to the hards. But for some reason it's worked a lot better for Higgsy than it has for Davey. Davey's looking, it's a lovely camera shot as Davey's trying to have a look on the side of Kieran. Quinn now. Maybe a bit of a touch there between the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren. And that's probably slowed down. But look at Kieran there. Kieran's having a look on the inside of Quin's Ferrari pulls out of it. Don't come out of view. Oh, it's come out of the view. That was a cracking camera view. Loving that. But they're both having an attack now at Quinn, and Quinn can't do anything about it with the DRS, and Davey moves up 2 positions. But there goes Quinn trying to go up the inside of Kieran, and has got the move done. Again, Kieran, well, but Kieran, them two are just going at each other. Quinn's not going to be liking this at all. He's not going to be liking the fact that he's got a McLaren all over the back of him. Kieran again looks on the inside. But this is really working to Davey's advantage, because Davey's managed to get both of them under DRS, and yet that Ferrari can still not shake that McLaren. Great driving from both of them. Kieran, yep, is the reserve, but he's not just going to let the Premiership drivers have it their own way. He's going to show them that he's Premiership quality. But Quinn will get DRS off Davey. Davey now will be trying to break the DRS toe. I'll go quick because Al is still all over the back of Jetfish. Remember, both of them have got a 5-second penalty. Davey's way down 13 seconds, so he's going to have to really go some in 4 laps to try and close this gap down. Brendan, well, he's 10 seconds behind the impressive Higgsy. But Brendan will know that both them Mercedes have got 5-second penalties, so he won't be in too much of a hurry. He won't be too much worried about them too. While we've got a bit of let's have a go on quick on board. We haven't seen much of Learner Driver, aka Colin. Hasn't seen anyone on track. He's probably thinking everyone else is disconnected. I think he should be disqualified because he has got no L plates. I keep bringing this up every week. We need to see them L plates. You can't call yourself Learner Driver and not have L plates on the car. I think that's illegal. But way out in front, there's Higgsy, also driving all by himself. Took them softs a long way, and has got such a lovely cushion to Brendan behind him. He can just manage them tyres with 3 laps left. Brendan, I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to Higgsy unless Higgsy makes an error, which I can't see. Jetfish is still trying to keep back out. And while these two are pulling each other along, Davey's not going to be able to close up that gap at all and take advantage of the 5-second penalty. But Al is just going to keep Jetfish under pressure. But we had a good battle going on at the back, as Quinn trying to get past Davey on the outside. Oh, a bit wide. Davey's managed to be able to defend that position. Got into the hairpin. But Luke is up in this battle as well. So all the action is at the back of the pack. Because Luke will now know that he can't win the race or get on the podium. So the next best thing is to beat his brother, who has had that McLaren all over the rear view mirror. But now it's Luke that's going to be desperately trying to get past Kieran's McLaren, but they're all in a DRS chain. So I'm going to keep it on this battle because this is tight. And Davey's going to want to try and break this DRS train for himself, because he's going to be a sitting duck with all these lot. Getting a good healthy boost from the DRS. Quinn and Stebo. Stebo having a look at Quinn. Oh, they've touched. They've touched him. We've got a yellow. We've got a yellow. Oh, and Luke has spun. It's been a disastrous race for Luke. He's done no damage. Oh, he has. He's broke his... Oh, and he's out. Oh, there must have been so much damage. And Luke is out. We won't have a safety car. It's too late for a safety car. But Luke, disastrous home Grand Prix. It'd be one for him to forget. He's not going to be happy with this. So now, so again, we've got that lovely heli-cam shot of this battle at the park. Kieran, although he's last at the moment with Luke's DNF, Kieran has done a fantastic job. He's kept up with the Premiership drivers. He's shown that some very quick drivers what he's all about. Davey, well, kind of be hoping that he can keep ahead. But I'm going to go back to, I'm going to keep an eye on the times, but I'm now going to go to learner driver who has not put a foot wrong. Drove absolutely brilliant from start to finish. He's massive 34.6 seconds, way out in front. He can stop now, have a picnic, have a look at some windmills, take in the sights. And it's been an absolute dominant performance from learner driver in the Williams. Way out in front. Kieran has managed to get past Quinn. So Kieran's McLaren has got past Quinn's Ferrari. Quinn is not going to be happy with that. They've been battling all the way through the race. And we will watch Colin cross the finishing line. An absolute dominant win for Colin. Learner driver, absolutely brilliant. Higgsy in second. He's been driving as well. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Has Quinn gone off? I think Quinn has had a moment. Sector 2, I think. I'm going to have to look. I don't think he's done any damage. He might have done some damage because Quinn is going around pretty slow. I'm just going to go back on board with Higgsy to watch Higgsy go past the start finishing line. Higgsy finishes in a fantastic second. Brendan, what? He's run out of fuel. Brendan has run out of fuel. And both are, and that me. No, this didn't have enough time. How lucky was Brendan there? He'd run out of fuel. And I think that's what's happened to Quinn. I think that's what's happened to Quinn. I think he's run out of fuel. Both. Yep. Both Ferraris have run out of fuel. Underfueled. And creep along the line. It's going to be a race to forget for Quinn and Luke. Brendan holding on to third by the skin of his teeth. He ran out of fuel coming into the last bend, but had enough of a gap to Jetfish, and Out will finish fourth and fifth and will curse their 5-second penalties. Brendan gets driver of the day, going from last. And there's Colin. There you go. He slipped over on the podium. The only mistake you will see Colin make. That W doesn't stand for Williams. It stands for winner. And there is learner driver. Deserves that big W on his back. There's the winner. I mean, it's good to see a Ferrari on the podium as well. He must have got a bit nervous there at the end, running out of fuel, but an absolutely fantastic race from Higgsy. So the final positions are learner driver, Higgsy and Brendan, the top three. Jetfish 4th, Al 5th, Stebo 6th, Davey 7th, Kieran was very respectable 8th, seeing Quinn run out of fuel on the last lap, and a race to forget for Luke and the Williams. So mixed bag for Williams, a win and a DNF, and Luke will be kicking himself. That would not be the home Grand Prix that he would have wished for. My heart goes out to him. 3 weeks on holiday, and he's come back to his own Grand Prix he was looking forward to, and unfortunately he DNF'd. So that's 10. We only had 10 drivers. We've got Luke lost a potential podium today. Oh man, I do feel for you. Let's go through some of the chats that we've got. Yeah, we've done Ivor and Brendan, driver of the week. Ivor, oh dear. Hit Luke. I don't know if anyone hit Luke. Done with this season. I know he's had he's had a holiday as well, so he's missed a couple of it. Luke, you've got a week off now, mate. Use the week. Charge up your batteries. Get back into it. Get some practice back in. Because we're not here next week. We're back the week after. And it's Italy and Monza. And that is a sprint race. So next week is, we call it a midsummer break. I'd say, yeah, summer break for the season. Ivor's asked what happened. Luke, for once I have pace and then people decide to drive like idiots. Oh, okay, so Luke's put, yeah, Jetfish hitting me off, Stebo pushing me off, drivers slowing down so much, which cost me to go off and avoid. Lost a potential podium. Also, that could be possibly going to stewards. Either, yeah, that's bad luck. That is, Luke. Possibly going to the stewards. And Kieran put it, never thought I'd be so happy with a P8. Luke, I have a week off, but the week after I have a football match, so again missed 2 weeks. Oh, so that's pretty much, we'll see Luke's season pretty much. There'll only be a couple of races left, so that will hurt Luke in the championship. But use this season, get used to the car, get used to the new game, get some practice in, and we will see you definitely back to good old Luke for the new season. But just not had the luck so far this season. Well, I can catch a breath now. I tried to make it. I was worried that it might be a bit of a long race with only having 10 drivers, but Premiership very rarely fails to disappoint, and it certainly didn't disappoint tonight. Some great battles going on, and unlucky for Luke, but unbelievable drive from learner driver. And Higgsy will be happy with his second place. They'll be over the moon there. And Brendan will be very, very grateful that both the Mercs had 5 second time penalties. Oh. So all's left to say is I'm Mr. Inorganic. If you like what you see, leave a like, retweet, repost, tell everyone, get people in. Always a few seats available. Love to see new faces, some new drivers. And we're off next week, so there's no racing next week. Next week, we're a week after, like I said, we're at Monza. So I hope you don't miss us too much, and you can unmute your sound now, because the sounds of this Brummie is about to sign off and say, I hope you have a lovely weekend, have a nice week off, charge your batteries, and I will see you all week after next. Goodbye for now.